NBA Straya. How are you going? How you going? Are you right? You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Friday, isn't it? TGIF, and happy July 4 to all the American compadres out there. Sure, you're gutting your Medicare, you idiots, and you're a bunch of dunderheads, but hey, good on yous for celebrating independence, I guess. Today is our Independence Day. Woohoo! That's how you all roll. Not all of you, of course. Just the vast majority of it. Anyway, it is Friday, July 4. I'm James Clement, your host, here in Larry Armour Studios for a big NBA Straya. How big is it, Jim? Well, it's episode 1300, if you can believe that. Jesus. But it's actually, a pretty chill Friday episode because we've just got not much to cover. Really, all we're going to do in this show is like the biggest winners and losers of free agency and get you caught up on the latest on all the Aussies and Summer League and free agency and all that sort of stuff. Because there's a little bit to cover there, but really, that's kind of it. Because it feels like the NBA is just like, aw, dude, it's like July 4 weekend. Come on. We're not going to work over the July 4 weekend. Anyway, so I guess we should just get into it, shouldn't we? Yeah, I reckon we should. Before we actually jump into the show, yesterday I did tape the first exclusive, unique show for our members and supporters over on the Buy Me a Coffee, Shout Us a Beer page, which is awesome. It was really, really fun. So if you want to have a listen to that, you're just going to go sign up or donate, whatever. Buy us a coffee, shout us a beer. Jump on there. The link is in our bio and you will get that as well. We ranked all 25 of the last 25 NBA finals, which was awesome. So if you want to have a listen to that, smash the link in the bio, shout us a coffee, buy us a beer, whatever you can do, be much appreciated. Right. 1,300 episodes of this, and we're finally doing like a Patreon. Go figure. Anyway, let's get into it. Episode 1,300. Of NBA Straya. Let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shack attack.
You better watch out for the shack attack or the dog axe. If you are Jock Landale, the rooster, big cock Jock, getting dogged by the Rockets. Let's talk about that in the way we start every show here at NBA Australia, which was some sort of whip around. There you go. The daily whip around. Jock Landale gets dogged by the Rockets. He's waived by Houston before his July 7 guaranteed $8 million contract kicks in, leaving him free to sign with the team of his choosing. Yes, that's how free agency works. Unfortunately, the Rockets pushed back this guaranteed date so they could basically sign his replacement in Clint Capella, extend Steven Adams and co, and really sit there and go, I will think about using your $8 million contract as a trade chip. Oh, nah, we've just signed Capella outright. Fuck you, you're waived. And I have had people go, oh, Jim, come on, it's not guaranteed. It's not a dog act. Come on, he was never going to get... No. This is quite simply a dog act for the very basic idea that Houston were like, nah. Just push that back and we'll try and trade you. It'll be awesome. Nah, no worries. And then went and signed his replacements and then fucked him. Where there's no cap space left now anyway. So they've just gone and dogged your boy, Jock Landale. So, right there, the Houston Rockets, you just made the list. That's right, the shit list. The Rockets are now on it. This is after they waived our man Jack McVay as well. So basically, fuck the Rockets forever. Until they sign another Aussie. But this sort of sucks for Jock because, I mean, if you look around the landscape of the NBA, yes, there are some destinations out there, teams that desperately need a big man, But by the same token, those destinations have fuck all money left because we're like 4 days into free agency and all the money's gone. So, Rockets, dogging your boy Jock, pissing off your mate Jim. We should all be angry on his behalf. Right, other news. Good news, though, for Lockie Olbrich. Lachlan Olbrich signs his 2-way contract with the Chicago Bulls, which is very, very cool. Now, a 2-way obviously means very, very simply that he can play, 50 games up in the ones, bounce between the G League, the Windy City Bulls, and the ones, Chicago. And he joins a hallowed tradition of Australian Chicago Bulls. Luke Longley, Chris Anstey, Luke Shenser, Cam Air Bairstow, Josh Giddey, who he's now going to be playing with, which is very, well, presumably, if Gids actually gets picked up by the Bulls here. Just signed the qualifying offer, Josh. Screw him. And I did get asked as well, like, is that the most amount of Aussies who have played for a team? I think it's on par with the Wolves, who have got Longley, Hammer, Creaky, Jawai, and Jingles. Yeah, tracks. Spurs had 4, I think. Anyway, pretty cool. Pretty neat. And speaking of Josh Giddey, no news yet. So he's hanging out in Australia, just like buzzing around. He was up in Brisbane the other day. He's doing a sign meet and greet thing in Sydney next week. So, if you're around, go nuts. But he's also like, can I play NBL 1? What's going on? I just want to get in some runs, which would be kind of fun. I love that. You'd be like, hey, I'm Jason Giddey. Fuck, that's Josh Giddey. Pecking order, baby, pecking order. Other news, Mike Brown appears to be your dude with the New York Knicks. That's right. Anytime you can get a dude who was fired by the Kings, you got to go and get him. Look, he had a couple of good years there in Sacramento. They went 48-34 his first year there. Fires a laser! 46-36, and then were 13-18 before he was fired. The thing is, can you trust anything Sacramento do? They're a bunch of fucking idiots, which we'll get to later. We're going to talk about the worst teams out there. I've got a couple of questions about that. And yeah, they were 13-18 before he got fired, but fucking hell, it's Sacramento. What a horror show that shit is. Anyway, so Mike Brown will be the dude in New York. In a surprise twist, Rick Brunson is going to stay on. Who could have seen that coming? Except fucking everybody, Jim. That's right. Frank Vogel is joining Jason Kidd's staff in Dallas, which is pretty cool because he lost Sean Sweeney. Jared Dudley's going to Denver as well. God Shamgod's going to Orlando. So lots of sort of, assistant coaching moves. I don't mind that with Jason Kidd, getting Frank Vogel there. Basically, your built-in replacement, right? So it sucks for Jason Kidd, but by the same token, you need smart people in your coaching panel, I reckon. That's just my humble opinion. Brad Beal, the potential buyout candidate, is out there floating around. There's also news about the Suns basically going, hey, who wants Royce O'Neal or Grayson Allen or Nick Richards? And everybody in the NBA is presumably going, what? No, fuck off, idiots. But the Bradley Beal situation is, worth keeping an eye on. I don't know how to explain this, but Brad Beal is the most LA Clipper to never be on the LA Clippers. You know what I'm saying? It feels like just a cosmic fit. Brad Beal on a buyout on the Clippers. But still, you've heard a bunch of they'll buy him out and then stretch it. They can't do that. So they can't waive and stretch Beal's full contract because it actually takes up over 15% of the full actual salary cap, right? Because Phoenix have already got money on the books too. So to be able to actually do this, the Suns need Brad Beal to give up a chunk of that money in a buyout. And Brad Beal doesn't seem like the dude who's going to be like, yeah, I'll give you back 20 mil just so I can go play somewhere else. That dude doesn't give a fuck. He's like, give me my money. I've got a no trade clause. Blow it out your ass. So good stuff there. Some bad stuff. Ben McLemore, you might remember him. Not the rapper. Jesus. Seemingly found guilty of sexual assault and rape. Jesus. From, I think it was 2021. Yeah, bad vibes, Ben McLemore. Fuck, well, Jesus, mate. What are you doing? It's just, very fucky. So, horrible, horrible stuff. What a wanker. Fuck you, Ben McLemore. Hey, All right, but back to the good stuff. How about we quickly hit on what the Aussies are up to in Summer League? That's right, we've got a bunch of the Aussies in free agency sort of coming up and what we're going to hit on. Already hit on a little bit of it, but we've got the Atlanta Jackhawks. That's right, because they've got Jack White, dun, 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 friend of the program. So Jack White on the Atlanta Summer League team, joined by another Jack McVeigh, a.k.a. Jack McTray, a.k.a. the Unabomber. Love that. That's awesome. Couple of Jacks hanging out together in Atlanta. Very nice. They might be joined by a Jock by the time Summer League actually rolls around on that Atlanta roster if Landale ends up there. Elsewhere, Will Davo Hickey is joining up with another Aussie in our man, obviously, Lockie Olbrich on the Bulls Summer League roster, which is very fun. Love that for Will Davo Hickey. Just having a crack, having a shot. That's awesome. Rain Smith and Tyrell Harrison are out there with the Denver Nuggets Summer League team, which is very neat, very cool. We've got a raft of Aussies on the Golden State Warriors. You've obviously got Alex Tui, their second-round pick. You've got Taron Armstrong on his two-way. And you've got Alex Higgins-Tishta joining them as well, which is very fun. Go, boys. Give him hell. Tyrese Proctor's on the Cavs Summer League roster. Obviously, he signed his guaranteed contract, so that's neat for Tyrese. You've got Bawali Bales for the Knickerbockers. That's awesome. Let's go. Bloke was playing NBL 1 like just the other day. We don't have Rocco on the Wolves Summer League team right now, but a lot of these Summer League rosters aren't finalised. And by the time we actually sort of do next week's show, maybe we'll get a better idea about who's happening, because obviously some of these rosters, it's all dependent on trades, stuff that can't be actually like agreed to until after July 6, when the new league year really kicks into gear, all that sort of stuff. So we'll see if Rocco ends up on the Wolves. A couple of other folks out there too, who knows? And other little bits and bobs, Sam Menenga, Kiwi, but still. He's going to be in the Lakers. Amari Moore from the Southeast Melbourne Magic Phoenix. He's going to be on the Spurs. So that's pretty fun. It's going to be awesome. Summer League is, I think, friend of the program, Hools, had, what was it, like 52 of like, there's like basically a million NBA connections. So it's going to be very fun. Very awesome. Summer League, I mean, it's a bit of hit and giggle actual basketball, but it's kind of neat for these dudes to get a bit of a run. So heaps of Aussies. That's awesome. Anyway, what else has been going on, Jim? Well, let's have a look at these, the latest of signings. Obviously, the biggest stuff that's actually happened since we last spoke on Wednesday is absolutely fuck all. Really. DeAndre Ayton, he cleared waivers, signs with the Lakers. Not a giant surprise there. Jim, how does DeAndre Ayton fit with the Lakers, though? This is awesome. They've got a starting center from fucking nowhere. He's not very good. And it's like he sort of fits the prototype of like, oh, big tall guy. He can catch lobs and like play good rim defense and stuff. He'll be just like Derek Light. Have you watched DeAndre Ayton in the last couple of years? That dude gives zero fucks. Luke is going to fucking hate him. LeBron might just kill the dude. Jackson Hayes re-signs with the Lakers as well. So they've got their sort of big rotation. And the Hayes news obviously popped off just after Jock Landale had been waived by the Rockets. And I'm like, come on, man. He would have been perfect for the Lakers. But anyway, so the Ayton-Hayes combination, we're going to talk winners and losers of free agency in a second. But yeah, the Lakers getting DeAndre Ayton. Wow, we got a former number one pick. Yeah, but he's just not very fucking good, is he? He thinks he's awesome, but he's just actually a bit shit. Be interesting to see how he actually goes, though, playing with a really good point guard. Because you might remember, you think about his best years, it came with Chris Paul in Phoenix. Simple as that. Now you give him LeBron James and Luka Doncic, who knows what the fuck could happen. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit more optimistic than other folks out there. But by the same token, like, you're not getting fucking prime Dwight Howard or anything, you know what I'm saying? Spencer Dinwiddie's off to Charlotte, which is pretty funny. Jabari Walker, two-way with Philly. And that's about it. There's been absolutely fuck all movement the last couple of days. Dame is obviously out there as a free agent. The news around him is quite simply, yeah, he wants to see maybe he'll sign with a team and he can rehab at their shit or on his own, doing his own thing, and then play with them the year after. Who knows? He's weighing up his options. Yeah, no shit. Like, Can we fire that one up? Ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding. Oh, duh. Yes, he's a free agent who's choosing the fuck where he wants to go. It's very weird. There are a couple of restrictions, though, I think, on Dame when you look at the the teams that can pick up waived dudes, stretched dudes, etc. The amount of money that they're making. I think you have to be under the second apron, so I don't know. Just might have to dig into that for next week's show. Anyway, Josh Giddey's still out there as a restricted free agent. Basically, it's a staring contest between him and the Bulls. The Bulls go, we don't want to pay you this much, and Giddey going, fuck it, cool, bro. I'll wait. Jonathan Kuminga, same sort of vibe in Golden State. Average Al Horford, above average Al Horford, is out there as well. Still presuming to go to Golden State, but hasn't yet. Q Grimes with Philly is in the same sort of position too, where it feels like Philly just squeezing him and Brooklyn squeezing Cam Thomas. If you're a restricted free agent right now, nobody has any money left, so you're kind of up shit creek. Because, I don't know, if you've sort of, been following along with this, restricted free agency literally means like if another team had money, they could give you an awesome looking contract and your team would go, we don't want to lose you, we're going to match that contract, right? That's the restriction. But if no one has any money, they can't offer you that contract, so your current team can go, look who's coming back to mum and dad. What's going on? Yeah, I think we'll pay you this much. And the player is kind of like, fuck you. Their only thing is they could also just sign the qualifying offer that they've been offered by their teams, which would mean they're an unrestricted free agent next year, but they're obviously going to make less money this year. So it's an interesting conversation, I think, around Gids because, to be honest, he played so fucking well at the back half of that season when he was just in charge of the Bulls offense, kicked ass, took names, and Chicago have paid dudes for a lot less, a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be fucking pissy if I'm Gids, but I'm not. So here we are. Russell Westbrook is still out there. Chris Paul, Malcolm Brogdon, Gary Payton II, Mo Wagner, hello, Amir Coffey, obviously our man Ben Simmons. So if you sort of look up and down the rest of free agency, very little has changed since we last spoke on Wednesday. You've got Giddey, CP, Brogdon, Rusty, Simo, Q Grimes, Cam Thomas, DeAnthony Melton, Amir Coffey, Torrey Craig, Lamar Stevens, Kuminga, Boucher, Trey Lyles, Precious, Bol, Horford, Wagner, Isaiah Jackson. Like, that's about it. Like, it is very thin on the ground very, very, very quickly, right? So here we are. That's where we sit. So with that in mind, I think, so we've sort of caught up with like who's signed everywhere. There is very little money out there remaining. So there will be stuff that sort of like dribbles and drabs. It is a holiday weekend, of course, in America this weekend with July 4. So probably something newsy will pop off because something just sort of tends to. Maybe LeBron goes, right, fuck this. I want out. And just throws a cat amongst the pigeons and just causes all sorts of havoc. But the rest of the NBA would be pretty smart to go, hey, LeBron, we don't really care. Like, you look around the league, there's not many teams who are like, oh, yeah, we'd add LeBron James and become an instant contender. It's like, is there? Would ya? Who the fuck is that team? The Knicks, the Cavs, the Raps, the Heat? Like, maybe, but not really. Anyway, so with all this in mind, let's very quickly go through the biggest winners and losers of free agency.
Oh my God. I won! I won! Recapping our day's top story, the winner of today's state lottery is me, Ken Brockman.
Nah, I got to shut him here. There you go. That's right, the winners, the biggest winners. So I think, especially this free agency period, I did think about, hey, Jim, could we rank all the free agencies of the last 10 years? And you're like, it's just a bit fucky. This has had absolutely fucking nothing compared to most years because no one had cap space. It was like Brooklyn, who we'll get to in a second, renting out a little bit of their cap space to get an unprotected pick from Denver and paying Michael Porter Jr. a shit ton of money, which is, again, still, I think they could have done better, but here we are. The big winners. So these are the biggest winners. Some very obvious names. We hit on these like during this week already. It is crazy to think like it was a week ago that OKC won the fucking title. Last week we had the draft. Then fucking free agency opened at the start of this week, and here we are like July 4 and it's basically done. But either way, Houston, absolutely massive winners. They get Dorian Finney-Smith and Clint Capella. Yes, they waive our man Jock Landale and our man Jack McVeigh, but having brought back Fred VanVleet, Steven Adams-Brew, Jay Sean Tate, El Jefe, extending Jabari. They got a dude named Kevin Durant on their team now. Just massive. Just fucking massive for the Rockets because essentially, look, they've just like eyeballed OKC, went, cool, how do we fucking compete with that? And almost moved all their chess pieces in the exact way that they've got to essentially compete with OKC. Still, fuck Houston because they waived our man Jock, but you can't argue that they're big winners from free agents. Getting Dorian Finney-Smith just as an extra fucking big wing who can play a bit of defense and hit some corner threes. Bringing in another big backup behind Steven Adams and Clint Capella, sure. Why the fuck not? Big winners. Atlanta are the other obvious ones. Nick Alexander-Walker, Luke Kennard. They get a bit of shooting. They get a bit of defense. They get a bit of depth. But this just goes hand in hand with an off-season for the fucking ages, if you ask me, for the Atlanta Hawks. Because all their moves in totality, they just look suddenly legit in the East, right? A weakened East, and they've gone and gotten the extreme zinger meal, haven't they?
Extreme zinger meal.
And then they've added, what? I mean, they get back Jalen Johnson, but they add Nick Alexander-Walker. They get Luke Kennard. They draft Asa Newell. They score an unprotected first from either New Orleans or Milwaukee for next year, which could be fucking number one for all we know. Like, what an offseason. That's awesome. For a team that was a bit of a fucking joke franchise. Remember how they had Landry Fields running shit? Then they went, hang on a second. We don't think you're very good at this. Fuck off. Get new dudes in. Boom. Look awesome all of a sudden. Great job by Atlanta because a lot of my favorite things is always just going, you know, championships aren't won on paper, but at the same time, if your team looks pretty good on paper, you're kind of like, When the rest of the teams in the East look a bit shitty, this is pretty impressive. You got Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, Extreme Zinger Meals, who will be hopefully supercharged by next year.
Supercharged Zinger Burger.
Whatever his mystery illness. And of course, Zachary Rissache. You've got Nicky Alexander-Walker. You've got Luke Kennard. You've got depth all of a sudden. You've got defense. You've got optionality. I love it. Great job by Atlanta. Denver is another big winner, obviously. They swapped out Michael Porter Jr., DeAndre Jordan, Russell Westbrook, and Dario Saric for Cam Johnson, Tim Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown Jr., and Jonas Valanciunas. Holy shit. Like, maybe Jonas as well. The only sort of other news that was popping off today was really, he's got a big contract offer. Maybe he might go to Greece. And everyone's like, okay, cool. He could also make $11 million hanging out with fucking his good buddy Joker in Denver. But anyway, you do you. My name is Jonas. But seriously, they get shooting, they get depth, they get a backup big, presumably can actually still fucking play. Like, every question Denver had, they kind of answered. Like Michael Porter Jr., talk about fucking flighty. Cam Johnson, solid as a rock in comparison, right? Russell Westbrook, lunatic. You suddenly get a dude who can actually shoot, though, in Tim Hardaway Jr., and another one who can shoot and handle the ball in Bruce Brown Jr. Holy crap. Like Dario Saric wasn't playing last year, basically. DeAndre Jordan was cooked. This is awesome. Great run by Denver. Cleveland. The Lonzo trade was good. Love that for them. They signed our man Tyrese Proctor to a contract. Happy days there. Larry Nance Jr. from out of fucking nowhere for free. Love that move for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm going to talk about them again later because, Jesus, talk about loaded for bear. Orlando, they go and get Tyus Jones, 1 year, $7 million. To add, I mean, I've talked about this before. Tyus Jones is one of those names in the NBA that, like, if you want to sound smart, you go, oh, no, he's really good. It's like, if he was really good, if he was really good, he'd be getting paid a fuck ton more money, and he'd be a starting point guard. And it's like, he is a solid backup point guard who really, though, fills a fucking need for Orlando. So that's why I love that. But adding him to having Desmond Bane in there as well, awesome. Because suddenly you just think about the ball handling that Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Desmond Bane, Jalen Suggs don't have to do every so often because Tyus Jones is there. I love that for them. That's awesome. Spurs, another little bit of a winner. I don't know if they're a big winner, but they get Cornet. Luke Cornet was a sneakily good pickup to back up Wemby. There has been talk, they could play them as a double big lineup, which is awesome. Again, optionality. Cornet's like super underrated. And I think he'll be very, 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 very solid for the Spurs. Another big winner, Dame Lillard. But geez, Jimmy tore his Achilles. Yeah, now he's also getting paid to not play for the Milwaukee Bucks. What a job. You could pay me a tenth of Dame's yearly buyout salary and I would happily not play for the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm just saying. Come on, what are we doing? But Dame, look, doesn't have to go out and be cold. He doesn't have to be sad about missing his family. He can choose where the fuck he wants to go and be warm or not. It doesn't matter. Thing is, he's a winner because he's a fucking 35-year-old point guard in like 2 weeks who's got a busted Achilles. So by the next time he plays in a year's time, he'll be a 36-year-old point guard coming off an Achilles who's small and relies on his quickness to get to, oh, geez, you can see where that's going, right? So get your money, Dame. I'm happy for you. Good job by you. Otherwise, I mean, that's about my biggest winners, right? Like, there were some other kind of winners, but that's kind of it, right? The really big ones, because I've still got some undecideds in there because a lot of these moves are a little bit on the smaller side, a little bit on the you're not sure about that one kind of side. So let's do some free agency, the big losers.
We're not losers! No, you two are winners. Big winners. When I grow up, I want to marry a big winner like you guys. Shut up! Loser.
Loser. That's right, the losers. I mentioned this before. Restricted free agents. Jesus. Josh Giddey, Cam Thomas, like, just out, like, hanging out going, whoa, well, are we going to get paid? Jonathan Kuminga. They're seemingly just not going to. So, at least for a bit. And, like, this is kind of the thing. It just hangs over their heads. It hangs over, like, the rest of this free agency period until a deal gets done. And who knows who's going to blink first? The players, the teams, who knows? It's a fascinating setup, but it's also, like, another kick in the dick for this horrible fucking CBA that the NBA Players Association and the NBA like concocted, where the players didn't realize they were getting bent over and completely fucked until like they went, oh, hang on a second. Wait. Oh, God, it's happening. Bang. No lube. Fucking brutal gear. So the players got completely fucked in this CBA. Yeah, a bunch of their dudes going to make absolutely fucking horrifyingly large amounts of money. And comparatively, like when someone's like on a 3-year, $48 million deal or whatever, because it's a mid-level exception, cool. Aside from that, though, just look around the league. No one's got cap space because they're agreeing to these hard cap fucking first apron, second apron bullshit, and teams are afraid to spend. So they've gone and fucked themselves out of a bunch of money. Great job, everybody. The New Orleans Pelicans are big losers. Why is that, Jim? Well, what a mess. Anytime you can spend more money on another non-shooting big to put around Zion, you got to do it. Anything you can do to reunite Kevon Looney and Jordan Poole, you just got to... The Pelicans are fucked. Like, what a horror show that is. You got a non-shooting point guard. You pick up a non-shooting big man in the draft. You spend fucking money on another non-shooting big in free agency. What are you doing, Joe Dumas? Troy Weaver. This is just an absolute fucking shit show. What a horror fucking... Like, if you're one of the very few Pelicans fans out there, you're going to be sitting there going, what the fuck is this? What are we doing? This is insane. Brooklyn. Other losers as well. But, Jim, they rented out their cap space. They're accumulating assets. Mate, if you can get one single pick for Cam Johnson... In 2032, yes, an unprotected Denver pick in the future is awesome because Jokic will be 36, 37 by then. At the same time, they took on a bunch of money for Terrence Mann, essentially just to get like one of the picks that they fucking blew in the draft. I think they used that one on Drake Powell, which I actually like, but that's fucking cool. Neither here nor there. You're spending a shit ton more money now on Terrence Mann and Michael Porter Jr. It does kind of feel like a bit more of an incomplete because they'll probably spin Michael Porter Jr. into more assets at the trade deadline. But for all having like the only fucking entire NBA, the only team who had cap space to like actually facilitate these deals, and they kind of got fuck all out of it. Like, what a waste of time, you losers. Brooklyn, shit show. Toronto! What an amazing free agency that was. Teenage Mutant Jakob Poeltl, $104 million in Canadian shekels. Like, what are we doing? Toronto, they fired Masai Ujiri after letting him fucking add 2 more undersized non-shooters to the roster. And then went, wait a minute, did he just do that? You're fired, Masai, fuck off. And then they go and just spend a shit ton more money on Teenage Mutant Jakob Poeltl. What are you doing, Raptors? Like, that team is just... Whoa. Whoa. Unless they're cooking up something else, right, with a big trade or some shit. Fuck me. Chicago! It's okay. They spent $24 million on Trey Jones. Jesus fucking Christ. Just sign Giddey, trade Vooch, and choose a fucking direction, Chicago. What an absolute rudderless joke of a franchise you are. Like, I'm not even angry. I'm just disappointed. But also I'm angry, so fuck you. The Lakers are losers. Oh, geez, Jim.
The Lakers stink!
At getting free agents. But, Jim, we got DeAndre Ayton. Great. You've also pissed off LeBron. You lose Dorian Finney-Smith. It felt like they got played. It felt like they thought they were going to keep Dorian Finney-Smith and still keep and get DeAndre Ayton. And if they had have kept DFS, I'd be fine. Right? The shit that you need to put around Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves is fucking defense and three-point shooting and a serviceable big. You got your serviceable big in DeAndre Ayton. You think about your 3-and-Ds on the rest of that roster and you're up shit creek, pal. Holy fuck. Woo, Lakers. Rob Pelinka, he's out there. I'm the greatest, smartest genius ever. No, you just dealt with a functional fucking moron in Nico Harrison who thinks he's God's gift to basketball because he once fucking hung out with Kobe Bryant. Idiots. Giannis is another loser. He's like, what the fuck is going on? This is bullshit. Is he sad about Dame? I don't know. Is he happy about Miles Turner? I don't know. Is he sad about Brook Lopez? Maybe. You keep getting these bullshit conflicting reports from fucking his wife's cousin, insiders. But fuck me. Is Giannis happy or not? Like, either shit or get off the pot at this point, right? Fuck off with all this, oh, he's monitoring this situation. Fucking either just go, right, this sucks, fuck you, I'm out. Or fucking buy in and shut up. Right? You got Miles Turner. That's awesome. Yeah. You're paying him basically $50 million a year for the next 4 or 5 years. You wouldn't have been you wouldn't have been having any sort of Dame Lillard action this year. You would have had a 36-year-old point guard coming off an Achilles the year after. You got 3 years after that of $22 million on your cap sheet, which will probably get eased out by all the raises across this time in the salary cap. But, oh no, Giannis is monitoring the situation. Get a fucking point guard. Do something. Go sign Jack McVay. Go get a couple of cheap Aussies and you're laughing. Just trust me, Milwaukee. Indy. So notice how I didn't say Milwaukee there. I'll get to them in a second. India loses because they lose Turner because they're fucking cheapskates. And that's one thing. But losing him to Milwaukee, it's really sticks. Those two teams fucking hate each other. That is pretty funny. Like Miles Turner and his Lego collection going up the road to Milwaukee. Unbelievable gear. Very funny. Sucked in Indy, kicking the dick if you're an Indy fan. And finally, another big loser from free agency, Ben Simmons, released his workout tape just before free agency opened. Oh, and still doesn't have a contract. Jeez, for a bloke with an ego that big to get a buyout and then have zero interest in free agency is pretty fucking funny. To be on the veteran minimum, straight after your maximum contract, it's a really short list of dudes who that has happened to. Welcome to the club, Ben Simmons. Brutal. All right, the undecided, Milwaukee, right? So there's been so much conjecture about this. In a vacuum, I like Miles Turner next to Giannis. Fucking heaps. Brook Lopez was cooked last year, got played off the floor in the playoffs. If Giannis just goes full fucking point forward, I love this. You get a little bit more ball handling at some point. laughing. Yes, your cap sheet's a bit fucked, but it was already fucked. Like, yeah, like the other thing is like, oh, we could have traded Giannis. Then fucking trade Giannis, right? But if you've decided, no, Giannis means too much to this team, too much to this city, we're keeping Giannis, we're doing all that we can to keep Giannis, keep him happy. We just like this vibe. We like Giannis. We love him. We want to keep him here forever. We want him to retire a buck. They're just doing everything that they can to make him happy. That's fucking fine. Still undecided. Like, yeah, it's a lot of money to be paying Miles Turner all of a sudden, right? $49 million a year. Jesus. The Knicks, undecided. Yes, I love the Jordan Jeremy Clarkson signing and the Yabu signing, but they also hired Mike Brown. Is he the dude? Is he? Is he? Just don't fucking know. It's, as I said the other day, going from Tibbs to Mike Brown. Just don't know. He does have a couple of extra options, though, on this roster, so he'll probably look pretty good next year, and the East is fucked, so why the fuck not? I still would have maybe liked Taylor Jenkins, who I think is a really good coach. But Mike Brown, look, maybe that's the sort of vibe they need, a player's dude. Anyway, undecided. Detroit! But geez, Jim, they should be winners, shouldn't they? I don't know. They get Karis LeVert and Duncan Robinson, two Michigan dudes, BT dubs. Cool, you've added shooting. That's good. We need that around Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren. You lose Beasley because he's out there fucking gambling on shit. You've got Dennis Schroeder now in Sacramento. You got Hardaway the lesser. He's gone to Denver. I just don't know about their defense, right? Like, that's kind of the thing. You've got an extra bit of shooting, but your defense might also be a bit fucky. I don't know. It might not matter when you got Ron Holland and Orsar Thompson like getting better and better and better. But I'm a little bit undecided about that because my sweet baby Karis LeVert, love him. People go, oh, they got Duncan Robinson. It's a great shooter. I hate to break it to you. Duncan Robinson hasn't been very good for like 18 months. Yeesh. He had a little bit of a weird pop-off, I think, towards the end of 2 years ago. But Jesus. The Wolves, undecided. They're running it all back without Nick Alexander-Walker, basically banking on Rob Dillingham being pretty good. They kept Jingles. So that's why I'm kind of undecided. They keep Jingles. They lose Nor. It's hard to not feel like they stood still while other teams in the West got a little bit better, right? Anyway. Dallas! Another undecided because on one hand, the addition of D'Lo felt like them just kicking Spencer Dinwiddie in the dick as he went out the door. But then they balanced it out by bringing back Dante Exum. So that's good. Sex him up. Dante Exum. Kangaroo Kobe. Because now if D'Lo's just being a fucking pain in the ass and a shithead, in a surprise twist, which you'll probably do, Jason Kidd can go, shut the fuck up, idiot. Sit down. Dante, on you go. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. And the other one is like Sacramento. I keep waiting for the Malik Monk trade. I'm still undecided on this because they get Schroeder. They piss off Jonas Valanciunas and get Saric. So, like, in a vacuum, that's a fucking horrible move. It's like, oh, we need to open up more cap space so we can give Dennis Schroeder guaranteed money. That's fucking dumb. But maybe, just maybe, he is the secret sauce there because they kind of just need a Schroedery kind of dude after they gave up on Fox and pissed him off to San Antonio for a bag of chips. Who knows? So I'm still a bit undecided about Sacramento. But that's kind of it, right? Because a bunch of these other undecideds and out there's like you're thinking about like Golden State. We don't know what's happening with them. Gary Payton II, Kuminga and Al Horford and stuff. Boston hamstrung in free agency by the amount of money they could spend. Philly kind of just doing a little bit of couple of things around the edges. I like Jabari Walker. That's fine. Outside of that, like Orlando in free agency as a winner for Tyus Jones. Cool. Miami isn't undecided because it's just like, what are you dudes doing? Are you waiting for like a big fish to go, I want to go to Miami? So we'll just revisit these big questions again. Chicago and Josh Giddey. These are the big questions that are left. Chicago and Josh Giddey. What's going to happen there? Cam Thomas and Brooklyn. What's happening there? Kuminga and Golden State. What's going on there? Where does above average Al Horford land? Chris Paul. Where could he end up? Who wants Rusty Westbrook? Ben Simmons, anyone? Question mark. Malik Monk trade, maybe. Jock Landale, who needs a big? And that's about it. There's very little left. So I guess we sort of get to the end of this week. You've got July 4 over the weekend in the US. Something will probably happen. It might not be very big, but there you go. So let's do some quick yeah nahs right after this break and then piss off. Sound good? Great.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Giddey.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Australia.
You listen to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
All right, let's do some quick nars before we get out of here for the week. Brady, these are all also, of course, brought to you by you. That's right. You can shout us a beer, shout us a coffee. The link is in the bio, and if you do, you get access to exclusive NBA Australia gear. We did an exclusive video and podcast yesterday, which is really, really fun. So if you want to sign up, the link is in our bio. Follow it along, and off you go, and you'll get sorted with some fun NBA Australia shit. We're going to keep doing that each month as well. At the start of each month, you get a new exclusive thing. And just FYI, we'll be taking a bit of time off this off season as well, because I'm away in the Whit Sundays with the fam for a couple of weeks. There's no Olympics this year, so I'm just going to piss off. And as I said on the subscriber membership show, I'm going to try to rejig a bit of NBA Australia just to make it a bit easier for you, for me, make it a bit more fun, freshen it up for myself as well, so I don't get, bored. Anyway, good stuff. So, shout us a beer, shout us a coffee, get exclusive stuff. It's awesome. Brady P! Jim, as a Bulls fan, my thoughts on the Ulbrich contract. A two-way. But honestly, the front court of that squad outside of Buzelis is pretty shit. Vooch is a shell of himself. Zach Collins is serviceable. Jalen Smith is way too skinny. Patch Williams is dog shit. Essengayer, they took in the first round, averaged a double single in the EuroLeague. So a lot of opportunity for him. Yeah, nah, I guess. Yeah, nah. Yeah, I love this from Brett P. So the Bulls with Ulbrich in number 47, the first Bull to ever actually have a 47, which is pretty cool. I actually don't mind it on a two-way. He's probably going to get a bit of a look in. Vooch will have like a couple of weeks where he's done like a calf or some shit, or he might flat out just get traded. Jalen Smith is just not very good. Zach Collins is solid. Patch Williams and Essengayer, like these sort of weird 3-4s. So, you think about that big rotation in Chicago. Ulbrich should probably actually get a bit of a look in this season. So, I'm very, very excited by that. It's a great shout by Brett. Landed in a good spot. To be honest, they could even use a Jock Landale. But anyway, speaking of which, is Jock Landale going to land somewhere, Jim? Yeah, nah. Yeah, I reckon. If you sort of think about, he was obviously rumored to go, be back in Atlanta. You think about somewhere like the Bulls. Boston's got fuck all money left. The Knicks have got fuck all money left. The Suns, if they move some of their other dudes, as we talked about before. The Lakers have now got some of their dudes brought back in Jackson Hayes and stuff. But, there are still spots for Jock. So, I think he'll land somewhere. He'd be great in Denver as well. In case of emergency, if my name is Jonas Valanciunas goes, fuck this, I want to go back to Greece. I want to go hang out in Greece. That's fine. He'd be good in Orlando as well, where they actually need a bit of size, and fucking Pumpkinhead Mo Wagner isn't signed again. So there's a couple of Jock Landale spots, so I reckon he does land somewhere. The other one is, hey, Jim, is Ben Simmons going to be the NBA next year? Yeah, nah. Ooh. Yeah? I'll talk about that in a second, but I reckon yeah. Dan D. So took a bit of umbrage at the membership one as well. I want to throw this one out there. He reckons I didn't rate the Raptors 2019 championship high enough, and I ranked it below the Mavs Celtics 4-1 series from last year. And I will admit I probably should have had it above that one, because I thought I explained it in the show. I love that Raptors team. I love the Raptors fan base and how sick they went for it all. But so much of that is still in my brain. The Warriors got hurt. The Warriors got hurt some more. The Warriors got hurt some more, and the Raptors just put them to the sword eventually. But all the games are close. So yeah, I agree with Dan D. 2019 should have been higher. So what do folks think? What do other people think? And this goes out to the subscribers as well, the members, and also just anyone who's interested. Let us know what you reckon the top 10 finals have been, because I want to know what people reckon and how my list stacks up. And if you want to listen to my list, of course, just go sign up to the membership level in the shout us a coffee, shout us a beer. Basically, you just buy me a beer once a month. It's not actually, to be honest, it's not even it's what like the membership level is less than a pint per month. So yeah. Anyway, what else we got? Hey, a team's getting smarter. Yeah, nah, yes. Charlotte was smarter. Atlanta was smarter. These are teams that historically haven't been that fucking smart. Houston, incredible moves. Denver, out of the fucking blue, just did some really, really smart moves after a couple of years of fucking around going, nah, Calvin Booth is on top of it. He believes in Peyton Watson. Anyway, but the thing is, I think we've gotten smarter, but we've gotten dumber because there are some of the dumbest fucking teams right now that we've had in the last 10 years operating right now. So Matty O, he's like, Jim, he sent us like a Simmons clip of him doing the atrocious GM summit. He's like, what's your version of this? I'm like, my version of this is literally, what the fuck are you doing, you big dummies list? And it's now getting pretty big. Like to the point where I sort of started writing down like, all right, whose front office would you not trust with like a generational talent, like an all-time talent right now? New Orleans is obviously right there. Absolute shit show. Joe Dumas and co. take over and instantly just do the dumbest fucking shit imaginable. Brooklyn. Sean Marksbrew just is like, no, I know better than everybody. It's like, he's had 5 draft picks in this fucking first round of the draft, and everyone's gone, they all seem a bit shit. What are you doing? Phoenix thought they were smarter than everybody, realized, oh, fuck, we've cooked this, and just absolutely cooked it. Now they're trying to offload all their role players. Just amazing stuff there from Phoenix. Shit show central. Chicago, cheapskate owner. A front office that turned DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, Zach LaVine, and Lonzo Ball, 4 very good NBA players into exactly 0 future draft picks. Amazing work by the Chicago head office. Sacramento, just give them permanency on this list because it doesn't matter what they're doing, they're going to fuck it up. Simple as that. A cursed franchise. The Toronto Raptors, because I don't know what the fuck Masai Ujiri's been huffing the last like 4 years, but it's been pretty fucking potent. That team is just all over the shop and makes really little sense. Utah. Oh, but Jim, Danny Ainge and Austin Ainge are so smart. Does that team have anyone good on it? You know? They've been tanking since Donnie Mitchell and the Rudy Gobert trades. You've got Lowry Markkanen. Cool. Walker Kessler. Radical. Keontae George. Sure. Ace Bailey. Does he want to be there? Who fucking knows? You want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but still. Woof. Woof. Here's a sneaky one. Miami. Boy. But we love Jovic. Great. That's awesome. I'm glad that you love Jovic and Hero and Bam. The rest of that team, bit shit. Washington, perennial, but at least they've got some interesting young dudes as well as some interesting vets. It feels like they're kind of sorting this out, but it's still a long way up. And Milwaukee's the other one where you're just like, okay, have you just gone full chips in around Giannis or are you just morons? We don't know. All right. Unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
I don't know if people are giving the Cavs and the Knicks enough credit for being better next year. Like, those two will be the prohibitive favourites in the East, and both should win 60-plus games, I reckon, if they stay healthy. Amazingly, the Knicks have not won 60 games since 92-93, and have only done it twice. The other one was in 1969-70, I think, when they won the title. This Knicks team, with Jordan Jeremy Clarkson, Yabu, actual centers, actual depth, a coach who might actually play some more players than just his top 7, they should win a shit ton more games. So that's the unpopular opinion today. Mike Brown will be fine, right? Fine. I feel like, though, give me a little bit more than fine, and you get Taylor Jenkins, and you maybe get a higher ceiling. I'm just saying. All right, and let's finish off with an Outback Takehouse. It's Friday at Outback, and you know what that means? Oh, yeah, 4 for 1 TGIF. Oh, massive oil drum cans full of Foster's Lager. That's right, it's Australian for beer. So smash them down fast. We'll put the fucking solo mouth bits in there so you can crush it down fast. Only at Outback. And today's Flame Grill takes is Ben Simmons needs to go to Golden State Warriors and learn how to be a small ball 5 from the master, Draymond Green. That's the only way he'll stay in the NBA for longer than the next 3 years. Only at Outback. Either that or he needs how to learn how to fucking shoot and stop being a fucking coward. Simple as that. Because, wow, it is light on the ground for places for Ben Simmons to play, isn't it? It is brutal. Like, if Orlando had more shooters, you'd be kind of like, well, what about Orlando? They've also got to move some money around so they don't get fucked. He could end up in Miami, which feels like it'd be fine, but Pat Riley would probably choke him out. Well, Alonzo Mourning's just punching the shit out of him too. So, anyway. All right, but that is going to do us for today, for the week, and we are going to pop back next week once, just to sort of wrap up any other stuff that's going on. And that might be it for a while, right? Because after next week, I'm hanging out with the oldest squid all week, and because we've got school holidays, then we go on holiday the 2 weeks after that. So next week I'll probably just do one more show, and that'll be it for a little while, unless you have signed up to be a member, where we still have the monthly shows for members as well. These are evergreen sort of topical shows as well, like where I just have a topic and I just fucking riff on it for ages. So if you're interested in that, go sign up. Smash the link in the bio. Buy us a coffee, shout us a beer. You'll be on the list. So I appreciate all of those who have actually signed up and actually, help support the show. If you have as well, let us know what you reckon of the first one, because I want to keep doing that sort of stuff. It's really fun. Anyway, so next week's show will sort of wrap up all the other stuff that's popped off over the weekend. It'll probably be on Wednesday. Just to sort of catch up on all the stuff that's going on. And then sort of, look ahead to some of the futures and where all the prices for the title and Rookie of the Year and some of the awards have fallen. And that'll be it. And then we'll take a bit of a break. So that'll be fun. So, make sure, either way, you're following us on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, and YouTube. Get ready for the NFL season with NFL Straya as well. Gaz and I will be back soon with that, which is pretty fun. Chuck us a rating review on your Apple Podcast, your Spotify, YouTube Music, whatever app you use on your Android phone to listen to podcasts. Rate, review, star, subscribe. Help a brother out. We're just here on the pirate ship trying to keep it afloat. Very simple. Otherwise, what else we got? Big thanks to From Oslo for the intro and outro song, They Rule. So to Househats, Joshua de Laurentiis, Fascinated Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Section 8, Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show. Smash all of them on Bandcamp, Apple Music, Spotify, however you listen to your tunes, do so. NBA Australia Sports Train Bands, so should you. All right, that's it. We'll throw a Cooking with Bainesy on the end of this one for you, a classic. And we'll see you next week, you dickheads. I'll probably catch you next Wednesday, I reckon. Hopefully Gids gets paid. Either way, we'll be back to wrap it all up and put a bit of a bow on this free agency period for you next week. All right, we'll catch you then, you dickheads. Have a great weekend. I've got the Squid playing footy tonight. Carlton Collingwood. He's doing the halftime. How fucking cool is that? I can't wait. It's going to be great fun. All right, we'll speak to you next week. Later. G'day legends, your mate Jim from NBA Straya here. That's right, I'm doing a thing at the end of the show. In the business we call it a thing at the end of the show, I guess. I don't know. Either way, all I'm just saying is just make sure you're rating, reviewing, starring, subscribing across all of the apps that you use for NBA Straya. Jump in the comments, give us a shout. We'll bang you in the air, nahs. Any other questions? I'll have a crack. I've got nothing better to do, basically. Also, just ask any questions, tell me what you want to hear from the show, and sing out and let us know. And of course, if you want to help support the show, jump on the old dabble, use that code NBA Straya, click on the link that's in the show description or on the socials. It goes up whenever I do the morning vibes, etc. So, if that's your thing, jump on there, use that code NBA Straya, and remember, look after yourselves, would you?